So you've made it to the fifth video, prototype and implement. And here we're going to be discussing the very last stages of the human-centered design process. So let's jump right into it. My name is Neha and I'll be presenting this video. So what is the prototype phase? So the purpose of the prototype phase is to test viability and feasibility of your final deliverable. And there's many different components within the prototype phase that involve recreating, engaging, evaluating, and finally iterating. So when I say prototype, this is probably so in the recreate phase. When I say prototype, this is probably the phase that's going to come to your mind. You're going to create a prototype of your final deliverable, and that can be physical, digital, or experiential. It's really a smaller scale version to test viability and feasibility. And a lot of times when people think prototype, they think you need to have a physical object, but that's not necessarily true. In the next part, the engage, you're going to share your product with your whole team and anyone involved in the project. And this leads to the evaluate phase where you'll receive feedback. It's important when receiving feedback to not become defensive, but accept constructive criticism, which can be used to propose iterations of your proposed concept to make it better and improve it. You can also use this time to provide feedback to others that is constructive as well. So it's really a reciprocal process. In my past experiences with human-centered design process, I've found that in the prototype phase, this is really where flexibility of the HCD process really shines and makes it an iterative process. Many times you're going to find that once you reach the prototype phase, you're going to have to go back to past phases, such as the understand or synthesize phase, before returning back to the prototype phase. It's really important to keep in mind throughout this whole human-centered design project and framework that it's not linear. Okay, so moving on to some different types of frameworks. So with the recreate phase, there's really a lot of flexibility in how you want to make your prototype. Generally, there's high fidelity prototypes that look much closer to the end result versus low fidelity prototypes that are more of a close approximation. So examples of high fidelity prototypes that I've included here are like 3D models and software product sketches. Oftentimes, high fidelity prototypes are going to take a lot more resources and time to create, but can make it easier for your end product. Whereas low fidelity prototypes can include storyboarding, which is sketching through the experience of the user. Another method is role playing experiences. Finally, a good old sketch diagram are always great prototypes to use. So now we're going to talk about another prototype application that you can use throughout your own process. So from the previous phase, choose the top 3 ideas that you've kind of landed on and that your whole group agrees on. So from the past ideating activity you did. And then what you're going to do is rank each idea on a scale from 1 to 5 on different aspects of feasibility. So the different types of feasibility that we utilize and I think are really important and helpful are 1, technical feasibility. This is having the right equipment and the right type of kind of knowledge. Next, financial feasibility. Is there enough money to fund this project? 3, market feasibility. Will this project help, support, and boost the company goals or your end project? And then operational feasibility. Can the organization complete this project? And is there enough time, enough people, enough resources? It's really important to evaluate feasibility on anything you want to complete because ultimately that's what's going to help you put your ideas into practice. So here we've included a template that we will share with you and you can utilize that includes 3 sections where you can include your 3 favorite ideas. Feel free to print this out and write it on it physically, or you can do it digitally and edit it. So there's the 4 different types of feasibility we've talked about: technical, financial, market, and operational. And you can rank your idea based on how feasible it is in that area. 1 being the lowest feasibility and 5 being the highest feasibility. So this can help you determine which idea will best work in practice and allow you to elaborate and kind of focus in on that idea before creating a prototype. Now,